everyone, so today we're in Greenwich. It's steeped in maritime history and full of interesting places to visit. It's personally one of my favourites and we quite often come here for long walks, so we're going to take you on our favourite routes, starting from Greenwich Park down to Greenwich Market, and we'll stop along the way and we'll introduce you to some of our favourite spots. We're starting our walk in Greenwich Park and we're in the beautiful flower gardens. Now, Greenwich Park is one of the greenest and largest spaces in southeast London. It covers 74 hectares, that's 180 acres, and is part of the Greenwich World Heritage Site. The park has been owned by the Royal Crown since 1427 and actually served as a former hunting ground for monarchs such as King Henry VIII. He actually introduced deer here as hunting was one of his favourite sports. The park was landscaped in the 17th century and was subsequently opened to the public in the 18th century and has served as a park for tourists and the public alike. Now, there's two spots in Greenwich that are the most popular spots for tourists and locals alike. The first one is the Royal Observatory. This is a must-see if you are interested in maritime history. It is where the Meridian Line goes through and it is where all standardised time is based. You have to see it. The second one is this view. It's absolutely gorgeous. You get a view of the Queen's House and the Royal Navy College, and you can also see the river all the way down. I definitely suggest you come check it out, but it can get a little bit busy with all the tourists around. So what I also do suggest is trying to find a little part of the park, maybe to the right or the left, and there you can get some really beautiful shots. So once you've taken in that beautiful view, I suggest walking down the hill and stopping off at the Queen's House behind me. It's a beautiful building that was originally constructed for Anne of Denmark. Unfortunately, the construction stopped in 1618, where Anne became sick and unfortunately died. It was then reconstructed again when it was given to Henrietta Maria in 1629 from King Charles I. So here we are, let's go. So unfortunately we weren't able to get into the Queen's House today. There is an event on and it does happen sometimes. Head across the road and you're at the beautiful old Royal Naval College. Let's go check it out. Navy College was formerly the site of the famous Tudor Greenwich Palace. It was constructed by Henry VII, and subsequently some very famous monarchs were born in that palace. King Henry VIII, Mary I, and Elizabeth I. It was said that it was actually King Henry VIII's favourite. In 1629, the Royal Hospital for Seamen at Greenwich was created on instruction by Mary II. She was inspired by wounded soldiers coming home from the Battle of La Hogue. Such notable parts of the building is the chapel and the painted hall, which was painted by Sir James Thornhill. The hospital was then closed in 1869. 4 years after the hospital was closed, the building was passed on to the Royal Navy as a training establishment. The Royal Navy remained here until 1998. Since then, the building has been leased to different establishments, including the University of Greenwich, and Trinity Music School. When you walk around, you'll be able to hear all the music playing. It's absolutely beautiful. The site has been used for many notable and famous films, such as Pirates of the Caribbean 4, Thor, Les Miserables, and Now You Can See Me Too. Comment down below to let me know of any other films that you know was filmed right here. Now take the steps down towards the river where you can get some beautiful views, including the O2, which is right behind me. If you head and follow the river all the way down, you'll be able to end up down towards Greenwich Town and finally Greenwich Market. What are you doing?
Important things to throw in the letterbox.
Oh. For work. Here we are. What is this, babe?
It's a boat.
It's a boat?
Cutty shark.
Well, you're not. Cutty shark? Cutty shark?
Cutty shark.
Once you've followed the river, you'll see a big boat. That means that you are in the right place and you are looking at the famous Cutty Sark. This boat was the last boat ever disputed to be built for the tea trade and was one of the fastest. It was built in 1869 on the River Leven, Dumbarton, Scotland, and it traded in tea for a few years and eventually then in wool in Australia. It now stands in Greenwich and it serves as a museum, and people can learn all about the tea trade and maritime. The name Cutty Sark is a bit of a weird one, so let me translate this for you. It was from the Robert Burns poem Tam O'Shanter, and it is actually the nickname of the witch Nanny Dee. So let me translate this. She was wearing what was known as a sark. A sark was a nightgown or camise, and apparently it was so short that he referred to it as Cutty, henceforth the name Cutty Sark. And you can actually see Nanny Dee at the front head of the ship holding a horse's tail. So we've hit our final spot of the day. Let's eat, let's drink, let's shop. We're at Greenwich Market. After a very long day, we like to come to our favourite restaurant, Fudge Street, and eat some really nice Vietnamese food, so I can't wait. We're going to make sure that we put all the traders in the market in the description down below, all their socials, so you can follow them and find out when they're going to be trading in the market. Make sure you like, subscribe and hit the bell for more notifications from us. Thank you so much for coming, and we hope to see you again next week. Bye!
How's your beef, babe?
So good. You should try the boko beef stew. How's the food?
Bro. Best ever.
For flower gardens, just right to the corner. Wait. Start again. The park was owned by the Crown. No, let me start again.
3, 2.
The spot for tourists and the public. The witch was dancing in what was known as a shark. The shark. Oh my god, I just said shark, like you did. Let me do that again.
Actually from. Okay, both of you. Yeah. Okay.